On Common Ground, we explore the places where conservation, community, and commitment come together, and the people who make that happen. Hi, I'm Megan, and today we're in Adams County along a stretch of the Conewago Creek that's quietly become something special. What you'll see here isn't just a fishing access point. It's a long-term partnership, decades in the making, built on stewardship, volunteerism, and a shared belief that public land should stay public and be cared for. At Zeigler Mill Road, Trout Unlimited members, state agencies, conservation groups, and local partners have worked side by side to protect this stream, restore its habitat, and create a place that serves anglers, hikers, families, and future generations. We'll start with the people closest to the work, the local Trout Unlimited chapter, and the vision that guides everything they do. Frank Kozak is the president of the Adams County chapter of Trout Unlimited. For him, this work is about more than fishing. It's about conservation, community, and making sure young people have a chance to connect with the outdoors in meaningful ways.
Hi, good morning. I'm Frank Kozak. I'm the president of Adams County Trout Unlimited. We're one of 300 chapters in the country. We have about 200 members here in Adams County, and our mission in the county is threefold. One, to focus on fishing, two, to focus on conservation, and three, to focus on community. And a key part of the community aspect of our organization is dealing with the youth of the county to educate them about recreational activities that our members are passionate about, and we hope to maybe instill in some of the younger population of the county. We're here today at the Zeigler Mill Road public access site for fishing Conewago Creek. It's the catch and release fly fishing only section. The property is owned by the Fish and Boat Commission, and our chapter has a 25-year lease to manage that property. A couple of things we've done here as a brief introduction is install a parking lot. This parking lot was put in at no cost to our chapter, which is amazing and which is a testament to the reputation of our chapter in the county. The engineering was done by Share Engineering in Gettysburg. Conewago Enterprises did all the construction and material processing, and Vulcan Materials also contributed materials. The parking lot that you'll see probably in a later venue, it can take up to 10 cars. There's also some access for handicap parking. At the prime time of fishing season, early in the spring, this parking lot will be full. So it's serving a very good purpose for that. Also at this site is a 900-yard walking trail that we have constructed, open to the public, plenty of parking as I mentioned, and we invite the community to come and enjoy that trail. On the trail we have different trees marked for identification purposes. We have some teaching stations for riparian buffers and invasive species, as well as the trail taking you right along the creek to one of our favorite fishing holes, which we call the swimming pool hole.
Turning that vision into reality takes leadership and persistence. Dave Swope is a longtime member and director with the Adams County chapter. He's been deeply involved in bringing partners together, securing agreements, and guiding this project from an idea to a place people can actually use. Dave explains how the Zeigler Mill Road project came together.
I'm Dave Swope. I'm director of the Adams County chapter of Trout Unlimited, and I'm here today to explain the project here at Zeigler's Mill and how it all came about. It's 58 acres. We sat down with Nous Foods and came up with a project and a total price. And along with the Fish and Boat Commission and some of our other partners, we mounted this trophy here to show who helped in the development of this project. This project started in 2019, and it was 58 acres. Partnerships involved numerous organizations to get together and establish this partnership and agreement with Nous Foods.
Protecting land like this doesn't happen by accident. It takes organizations willing to step in at critical moments to ensure public access isn't lost. Sarah Kipp from the Land Conservancy of Adams County shares how this property was preserved, why public access mattered, and how the land ultimately became protected for good.
I'm Sarah Kipp. I'm the Conservation Director for the Land Conservancy of Adams County. We were drawn into this project fairly early on. My understanding is that when Nous Foods decided they wanted to liquidate the asset, sell the land, they recognized that it had this historic public use activity and realized that if they put it on the market, it would either be sold to a private owner or it could go to a private fishing club. And I thought it was really special that they wanted to make sure that the public use component continued on with the next owners. So Trout Unlimited came to us. I think they also approached the county about trying to figure out how to make sure that the property continued to have that public access component. So our involvement started early on, and really the main role that we had was to pursue some of those grants necessary to acquire the land from Nous Foods Cooperative, and then go through that transactional stage of acquiring the land and then ultimately acquiring it ourselves. We purchased the property, but then immediately transferred it to the state for their permanent ownership. And what I love about this is that Trout Unlimited is an all-volunteer organization, and yet has this amazing property that they manage and maintain, not just for trout fishers or fisher people, but for, like I said, for hikers, walkers, nature enjoyment. You can come out here and just enjoy the peaceful creek. So it's really a great project all around, and they've done so much with it, providing access and creating this wonderful space that people can use in perpetuity in Adams County.
Once the land is protected, the real work begins. Mike Waldron has been hands-on with invasive species control, trail development, tree planting, and habitat restoration. His work helps turn this property into a place that functions, not just for fish, but for the entire ecosystem.
I'm Mike Waldron. I'm associated with the Adams County chapter of Trout Unlimited. My first meeting, I came here, had no idea what they're doing. They said, okay, we've got this property here that you've heard about. Now we need to control invasive species and plant trees. Does anybody know anything about that? And I used to do that professionally. So I raised my hand and so here I am. They said, well, you're our man. So I'm sort of the manager of this. I help shepherd the projects along. One of the things they wanted was, we'd like to have a walking trail. And so, about a 4-week period of lots of work, we established one. Starts here, goes out, loops down through the floodplain of the Conewago and comes back up here. We've got a good half mile. And we've been planting trees and shrubs along it, trying to replace native species. We did a major multiflora rose herbicide project because it was just horrible down there. And with that and 3 different backpack sprayers spot spraying, I figured we've got about 95% of the multiflora rose in this 9-acre area controlled. And we plant these little shrubs. We've got lots of deer, so we have to protect them for the first 3 or 4 years till they get established, or the deer will eat them up. But hey, that's part of it. So there's a 2-acre hayfield out here that there's about 350 trees and shrubs planted, and another 30 or 40 down along our trail area. The whole goal is that this 58-acre property, there's some great places on it, and then there's not so great places on it. We're going to whittle away at it and try to do our best to get it back to what it should be. Part of the trail here is to give some people at least a little bit of an idea of what this is. Like here we talk about a teaching station here, advertisement for planting trees and the riparian buffers, which riparian buffers as far as water quality are important. You know, you can see in the background, there's like cornfield back here and there's a cattle pasture over there. And fine, but if you have a really heavy rain and water comes washing down through that, especially the classic cattle pasture, all of the nutrients from the manure and that agriculture activity, if you don't have a buffer to filter it out, it goes straight into the water. Straight into the water and then on down through the river system into the Chesapeake Bay. And the classic problem with the Chesapeake Bay is too many nutrients. So forested riparian buffers, or all kinds of riparian buffers, but forested buffers do a great job at filtering that stuff out. And so like along through here, when it does flood, and there's places where water flows from the fields into here, and we've got it channeled out to where it goes through 50, 60 yards of this before it gets into the stream. And so it's dropped a lot of the nutrients, and they stay here rather than getting shipped down to the Chesapeake Bay. It's this property, but we do other things at other properties too. And historically, we've had projects for stream bank erosion, improving the habitat. And everything benefits, not just fish, which is, yeah, the Trout Unlimited. So everybody thinks, oh, you're just about fish. And no, we're not. You know, it's the whole package.
For Trout Unlimited, conservation is only part of the mission. Education and outreach matter just as much. From youth programs to trout stocking across the county, this chapter has spent decades investing time and energy into building both healthy streams and informed communities. Frank Kozak returns to talk about that commitment and the impact it's had over generations.
I mentioned our three tenets, as I call them, the conservation, the fishing, and the community. Now, we put as much time into conservation as we do in the community events in the county. A big part of what we do, and has not been well publicized, is our time spent on youth programs, such as the South Central Outdoors for Youth program, Trout in the Classroom program, the Lattimore Creek Fishing Derby. Our members are passionate about spending time with the young people to, again, bring them maybe a little bit more knowledge about the outdoors and what they could be doing. In our history, which started in 1977 during founding, we have spent innumerable hours on youth programs, and we have a great historian for our chapter who keeps detailed notes about what we do, and by his count, we have engaged over 14,000 youth in the county over the years in the different programs that I just mentioned. That, to me, is pretty amazing, a great benefit to the community. On the conservation side, we have been involved with stocking in the county for decades. There's 8 approved trout streams in the county, and we stock those every year, multiple times. That effort has been led for those decades by Dave Swope, one of our stalwart members. We've stocked well over 43,000 fish over the years.
That work happens in close partnership with the Pennsylvania Fish and Boat Commission. Waterways Conservation Officer Rachel Turner Diaz explains how Trout Unlimited and the state work together, from maintaining special regulation waters to protecting aquatic habitat for everyone who uses it.
Hi, I'm Officer Rachel Turner Diaz with the Pennsylvania Fish and Boat Commission. I'm a Waterways Conservation Officer for the Adams Western York County District. Here today, we are at the Conewago Creek, stocking the catch and release fly fishing area for the fall stocking in conjunction with Adams County Trout Unlimited. This section is also part of the Fish and Boat Commission's property, which we then lease and let the TU regulate it, whether or not they're cleaning it up, maintaining the trails, they're adding different stream restoration areas. So that's how we work in tandem. Their job is, as TU, is to go out and conserve the aquatic natural resource, as we do. They usually focus on the aquatic habitats of wild and native species, but they also help us to ensure that we can hold populations of stock trout water so that all anglers have the opportunity to go out here. Most of our Trout Unlimiteds will adopt areas that have special regulation areas, just like this area.
A healthy fishery also depends on careful stocking. From the Huntsdale State Fish Hatchery, Hunter Logerman takes us behind the scenes of how trout are raised, transported, and released, and what happens the moment they hit the water.
My name is Hunter Logerman. I'm from Huntsdale State Fish Hatchery up near Carlisle. Today I delivered fish. Pretty much what we do, we grow them up, we raise them. After we get them up to size, we put them in these trucks. We usually do it by a fish elevator that usually goes up a conveyor and shoots right down in our tanks. Then we drive the fish to a location and process stocking. We either do buckets or we do nets, and they get to the stream that way. So whenever you stock a fish, whenever you throw the bucket into a stream, it kind of wakes them up a little bit because they've been in this truck for who knows how long. It could be a couple hours, it could be a lot of hours. But pretty much whenever they hit the water, it goes through their gills, and that kind of jolts them awake and kind of gets them moving.
Restoring a stream means thinking beyond its banks. Ricky Whitmore with the Adams County Conservation District connects this local work to a much bigger picture: water quality, erosion control, and protecting the Chesapeake Bay. His story also comes full circle, returning to a creek he's been volunteering on since childhood.
Hi, my name is Ricky Whitmore. I'm with the Adams County Conservation District. I am the Community Clean Water Action Plan Coordinator. I work with DEP as part of a program to clean up pollution from the Chesapeake Bay. That's both chemical and sediment pollution. I apply for grants every year in order to get funding to implement BMP projects, best management practices, across Adams County that'll help reduce chemical and sediment pollution to the bay by reducing it in our local waterways. So we're out here today at one of these local waterways. We're on the Conewago Creek. This stretch of the Conewago Creek is owned by the Fish and Boat Commission and maintained by Adams County Trout Unlimited. I've been volunteering with Adams County Trout Unlimited since I was probably about 10 years old. I've worked with their fish stocking program since I was little, and they used to have summer work days out here on the Conewago every year, and I was always out here running power tools or moving logs and stones all over the place. So it's been quite rewarding now that I'm in the job that I am, and I have the funding available to be able to come back out here and do large-scale projects on the same stretch of creek that I've been working on since I was just a little kid. So we're out here today at the Conewago, and you can see in the background behind me, we've got some mud sills that were set up as part of a project we did here last summer. Mud sills, basically a structure to kind of help protect the banks from erosion, and it also gives fish places to hide underneath of these logs. We've got some random boulders that you can see sticking up through the water. That's kind of the same thing, just gives fish a little place to dart behind to get out of the current. Give them some time to rest up. So we did a second phase this past summer, and we'll see some of the mud sills that start and run around the creek down here. I've raised over $210,000 for both phases of the project here. And we've already got designs on paper for a third phase next year. And there will be at least a fourth phase after that. We're hoping to cover the entire mile-long section of the fly stretch. I work in partnership with the Pennsylvania Fish and Boat Commission. Their Habitat Division does the designs for these projects. So they give me the designs, I help get the funding, and then we all come out here and help construct the projects every summer. So to have a place like this stretch of the Conewago open for public fishing has been great. And it's been nice to be able to come out and do what we can to help keep it up and keep it restored as best we can.
To understand where the Conewago Creek is today, you have to look back. Jay Levering has been involved with Trout Unlimited for decades and helped lay the groundwork for early restoration efforts here. His perspective reminds us that this project didn't start recently. It's the result of generations of people showing up and doing the work.
My name is Jay Levering. I was a past president of the North Virginia Trout Unlimited for the last 43 years. No longer president, I am now an associate with the Adams County chapter, working together and improving the stream. Back in 1981, in Northern Virginia, we were looking for a stream to rebuild. We looked at West Virginia, we looked at Virginia, and anything close to us, the Beltway, was all warm water. A water patrolman by the name of Barney Singer, who was in charge of this Adams County, he introduced myself one day to him. He took me to the Conewago here and we fished it. And I brought my vice president up here in '81 and said, what about this stream here? The landowner owns both sides of the stream, and look how pretty this is. He fell in love. So together with the present chapter, at that time president of the Adams County chapter, I believe it was Larry, he knew Mr. Rogers, who owned all this land, and we went and talked to him. Mr. Rogers was excited about the idea of us improving the property, part of the stream. What's interesting is, so we started this in '82, and it was interesting. We used to have our log carriers ourselves, picking them up and putting them in the water. We rolled the rocks in the best we could. Then about many years later, Larry became non-president, and we had our new president, and Dave Swoop, and he said, well, yes, I want to continue working on this stream. But what he brought to the stream was a real front-end loader that picked up the logs. What a concept. He brought in a jackhammer that jacked the rebars down. We thought to ourselves, how long has we missed him like this? We really have. And so we've been with them ever since. And then a couple of years ago, Dave calls me up and said, Jay, the state wants to take over the property. We can't believe it. So Dave worked his butt off with a bunch of people, got the money, raised the money. Now the state's taking over the property, and it's really beautiful water, really nice fishing. And today they stocked about 300 fish. The Northern Virginia group, we'd always bring a bunch of boys up here and girls. It was just really something that we come up here every year, a couple dozen times, and this is the stream we first stop at. And it's one of these, since the state taking it over, the stream has become really nice. And my chapter, and right now we have around 1,300 members. We've had up to 2,000 members, and all from DC, and they can't believe this place is so close to the Beltway. It's one of those fisheries that is a hidden gem. It's a gem that Pennsylvania offers everybody. The only requirement is you have a license. It's so simple.
Here at Zeigler Mill Road Access site, in addition to facilitating angler access, the trail we've put in and the riparian buffer that we're building helps to support not just the anglers coming here, but also other outdoor enthusiasts, people that like to hike, like to stroll in the woods, and bird watchers as well. There's relatively easy parking, and access to the trail is very easy, so we encourage everyone to come out and enjoy this relatively new outdoor trail in the county.
At Zeigler Mill Road, what you see is more than a stream restoration project. It's proof that when volunteers, conservationists, landowners, and public agencies commit to a shared goal, something lasting can be created. A place that serves anglers, protects water quality, supports wildlife, and welcomes anyone who wants to slow down and enjoy the outdoors. This stretch of Conewago Creek is open to the public. The trail is easy to access, and the work continues, season after season, not just for today, but for the people who haven't discovered this place yet. That's common ground.